Hello, friends. Welcome to the stream. It is Tuesday, guys. You know what Tuesday means. That means it is our time to play some Wurm Online, go on another adventure. Oh, and hello there, Path. I'm sorry I didn't notice you there earlier on. Welcome to the stream, Path. I thought I'd seen everyone there. And Madnath is here as well, and Ansi, and of course those of you who were here already earlier. So Arch is here, Akeakis is here, Helton Matiazi, Du Jensen, and with 21 months sub, Du Jensen. I don't know, Du Jensen, the time. I know I say this every single time, but do you feel it too, that the months just like fly by really quickly? It feels like we were just like talking about this like just yesterday. But you know what, Du Jensen? I mean, you have been there from the start, from the very beginning of my streaming experience, and I'm just thinking to myself, can you think of something cool that would be nice to do with once it hits 2 years? And of course not assuming, I mean, that's a little bit arrogant to actually assume that it would, that you'd still be able to bear me up until like 24 months. But I'm just thinking to myself that is something to celebrate, if and when it does happen. And it would be cool to do something, maybe on those 1 year and 2 year marks. And of course, for the future, for any of the future years as well. And Garganim is here as well. Welcome, guys. Yes, it is a lot of horses, Helton. This is where I keep my my ebony black horses for breeding. And it actually looks like they've made a whole bunch of babies. So it looks like most of them have been like black babies, black foals. But we also got a skewbald pinto there as well. I'm going to have to sort through those foals very soon and just make sure that their qualities are up to par. And hello there, Ot1. Welcome to the stream. And volume is a bit low. Okay, let's have a look here, Akeakis. I thought that I had made sure that all the volumes would be perfect this week. I really made sure to make sure that the music was low enough, that the game is low enough. It should be okay. I just brought the mic over a little bit closer. Did that help? Oh, you just had to reload something. Okay. And volume is fine over there, Helton. Yeah, I mean, it's been the past couple of streams where I've made the mistake of having the music a little bit too high, but it's good to hear that it is okay then. I don't, Madnath. I don't actually have hell horses. No, I don't have high enough taming for that. Right, so Chaos constantly buy them out so you never get to buy them anymore. Right. I mean, that seems like a lucrative thing to get into. I should probably start training up my taming. And I just sort of, my mom is calling me. Just let me very quickly answer this, guys. Moi, mä en pysty puhua just nyt, mutta mä soitan myöhemmin, ellei sulla hätää. Noniin, hei. Yeah, I have to, unfortunately, like if my mom calls actually, since she had some medical issues lately, it's just one of those calls you have to take, right? Just in case she is having like some kind of situation. So I will call her later on then. Fluid. Ansi is like, oh, this is so crazy hearing cats like talk English and then suddenly talk Finnish so fluently. Oh yes, and Jez, I'm gonna talk all about your stream. We're gonna get into some shout outs once we get sailing, so we're gonna have to have a nice juicy chat about the stream you had today, and in general do some shout outs at that point. Let's just get going first here, because of course while we're sailing there's like so much time to do all the chatting. So yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. If you've never been to these Wurm Roulette streams that I do every single Tuesday, this is basically all about the amazing quality of Wurm Online, which is a sandbox MMO, by the way, where you can explore the lands seamlessly. And the lands are so vast, so changing, that you literally, it would take years to explore every nook and cranny of this game. And I've been playing this game for 6.5 years, and I have not actually seen most of the game. So that is what inspired me to start this Wurm Roulette series, in which every single Tuesday we go to a random location and go and see what's there. I mean, I cannot speak about many MMOs where that would be the case, where you had not actually like visited every single place. I think that's quite special about Wurm. And to do that, we have a handy dandy little map here. And all of these blue circles that you see represent the places we have visited over the past few months. And any other blue areas you see are ones that I have just like explored on my own naturally in the game. And where we are right now is this pink dot here in the lower corner. I'll just remove my avatar there quickly. It's just shimmy cats over there. So you can see the pink dot, that is the island that we are currently on. So this island right here. And what we're going to do is we are going to set sail from my island, and well, before we do that, we have to press the magic button that is going to plonk down a marker on a completely random spot. Now, last week we were on Pristine, and you might be wondering what the heck is up with that stream title. Hello there, Neo. Welcome to the stream. You might be wondering what is going on with that weird title Cats has, and Boom Shuckle is here as well. So I got my heart broken in last Tuesday's Wurm Roulette, guys. My heart broke, and it was all for a good reason, though. It was because I found just the most beautiful deed on Pristine, and it is called Loch Lomond, and I was just talking about it forever after that. I just kept on contemplating, like, what have I been doing with all my Wurm life? How come I have not had such a cozy, beautiful spot like this? And hey, to be fair, I do love my island, but it's not as cozy as Loch Lomond was, not by any far stretch. Is that even a proper phrase? I'm not sure. So yeah, that's the kind of things you can discover on your adventures in Wurm Online. So let's see where we're going to go today. Let's just press this button. 3, 2, 1, pick destination, and it has plonked itself directly pretty much smack dab in the middle of the release server. So these are all separate PvE servers in Wurm, and I've just like grouped together their maps here for the convenience of doing this Wurm Roulette thing. So that's where we're going to go today. Let's take a screenshot of that and just place that here into Photoshop quickly. Just clip that there and update it there on the stream release, and just save that quickly. Wurm Roulette mystery destination replace, and it has been updated. Good. And before we do anything else, we should probably mark it on our map here in Wurm as well. So we are on the server of Xanadu right now. There's been a lot of release streams, by the way, or Wurm Roulette, release has been a common place that we have been going to in these previous streams. Let me just look at that. It would be right about there. Target. There we go. That's where we're off to. So, before we do anything else, let me just shut Photoshop, and we will go and get everything we need for our trip. I'm gonna have to go and fetch my my tents. Now, where did I leave my horse, though? That's the question. Actually, my horse might be... I have my riding horse, and I usually leave it in this area, but it could be that I left it down below. That's one of the problems of having a large island is you lose track of where your stuff is. And that's actually one of the qualities that oh, there it is. It's one of the qualities I loved so much about Loch Lomond that we saw last week, is because it was small enough to manage. I mean, it had a lot of space, but it was still manageable. And so the problem with this island is for me to do stuff, because I've like sort of spread stuff all over the place. Oh, it looks like there's a dead stallion over there. Gonna have to bury him later on, I'm afraid. So animals and trees and grass and everything else in Wurm actually does have an age and eventually dies, and new are born eventually. So that's what's happened there. And I will catch up with you guys any moment. Let's just go and make sure we have everything we need. So I just have to drop off a few things at my messy warehouse here, which just seems to get messier every single time I play. Tent. I need my tent. That would be over here, which was so kindly provided to me by Madnath, I think, one time. I also have to thank... Well, let's see about that later. Hello, Serafina, and anyone else there who arrived into the stream that I haven't noticed yet. I'll catch up with you guys in a moment. And Serafina, by the way, is another absolutely fantastic decorator in the game. Serafina has this amazing medieval castle and courtyard and like a little town we were visiting her street, her deed. We just sort of stumbled upon it. It wasn't planned or anything, and we stumbled upon that like a few streams ago, and oh my gosh, that was another one that I was just like, this is so incredible. Serafina, you had done such an amazing job just getting that kind of medieval feel, and I know I keep on gushing about it over and over again, but again, that was also kind of one of those moments where I was like, Kats, what have you been doing in this game? You got to get your shit together with this decoration stuff. Let's just grab enough. We should have some cotton with us so that if we get into some fighting stuff, we can then heal. Was there something I need to drop off here? Yes, let's drop off the fruit press. Not going to be needing that. And the rare moss we can also drop in there. Although it's probably going to decay, isn't it? Should I put this rare moss, actually? I should probably stick it onto the merchant here. I wonder if he has any room? Let's see. Yes, he does. Good. And that way it won't decay. Grass. We need some grass for taming. So let's grab some grass here. We have all of our gardening stuff in one box. Let's take 20 with us. That should be enough. I think we're good to go otherwise. I think we are. And where is, now the next question is, where the heck is my gnar? It is actually, I think that's it. Misty Maiden, yes, that is it. Now where is my creature cage though? And we're gonna have to, oh, it's right there, right before my face. Silly cats, silly cats. So let's just grab the saddle and all that good stuff from here, because we're gonna have to pack up our horse for the long journey. I mean, you cannot expect a horse to swim behind you on the ship all the way across to a different server, can you? And not that it would be even technically possible. Anyway, you can, for those who don't know, you can actually lead a horse behind you in a ship as long as you stay on the same server. But if you go over to another server, you do have to put it in a creature cage. So there we go. There is the horsey. Pack that horsey up. And we are good to go. And we're going to plot our course to release. There. Good. And unfurl the sails as well as we set sail, so we can get some good wind into the into the sails there, and I will catch up with you guys. And it's a beautiful day. Is it the morning now in Wurm? Let me see. A gale is coming from the... Oh, hold on. Time. What am I doing? Time is the command I need. Time, not weather. The time, okay, it's 5:57 in the morning. So the morning is just starting in Wurm, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. And there you can actually, from this corner, you can really get like a good feeling of just how large my island is. So you can understand that when I have like stuff spread throughout the whole island, it's a lot of legwork for me to sort of jog up and down the mountain and go from one end to the other. I feel that the island is a little bit too much for one person. I honestly do. So yeah, when I saw Loch Lomond last week, I was like, man, I really wish I had this kind of like more compact. Like if this island were shrunk down maybe by 1/3, it would be a perfect size. And you know, there's nothing stopping me from actually, I mean, I could literally terraform it to be 1/3 the size. I could. That would just be a huge renovation though. And that is the beauty of Wurm, is that you're actually like technically able to do that. It just would be a lot of work to do it. Okay, we are setting sail. We have we have plotted the course, so I will just let the boat go, and we will just admire this beautiful dawn view as we sail, and I'll catch up with what you guys are talking about now. So how is everyone doing, by the way? How is your Tuesday going so far? And in general, like it has been some time since I've asked how everyone's doing in regards to the corona situation. I still haven't been outside, guys, like personally. Still haven't been outside a single time. Actually, you know, I'll tell you something. I had a nightmare last night. I had this nightmare that a certain politician, cough, 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 a certain politician was in my dream, and he was having a little bit of I was accompanying, how do you say that? I was going with him to a grocery store, and he was having a tantrum there. And then in my dream, I realized that, hey, hold on. What the heck am I doing in a grocery store? It's the corona time. I shouldn't be here. I got into a panic during my dream, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, thank God, that was just a dream. And I know I'm being like overprotective. I mean, we've been getting groceries home up till now. But I do belong to the risk group, so for me to get corona would actually be more dangerous. So that's why I'm being sort of like super protective. So yeah, and hey, before we go forward with the chat here, just before I forget, because I don't want to forget this, I want to talk about Jez's WK Jez's stream that he had this morning. So WK Jez is somebody we are slowly converting to become a Wurm player. We all have to convince him to become a Wurm player. But before that happens, he is still sticking to Elite Dangerous. And of course, we can play both of those games, can't we? I mean, I stream Elite Dangerous as well. But Jez here is one of the more famous Elite Dangerous streamers. And he had this morning, I mean, I actually set my... Jez, you should be very, very flattered, because you know what? I set my alarm clock to catch your stream today. I would have otherwise probably slept a couple more hours. So Jez had this stream where he had the company that creates Elite Dangerous is called Frontier, I think, and he had 2 community managers as a guest there, and also the lovely Lady Boss who is it Lady Boss or Boss Lady? I forget which way it is, but she was there also as your guest, and she's just such a lovely personality as well. And man, Jez, you are such an entertainer, and you're such a great host. The atmosphere of that stream was absolutely fantastic. Just the flow of it really worked beautifully. Your questions were excellent. Their answers were excellent. And the whole vibe of the stream, like I've seen Jez, I have seen some other streams where there have been like community managers as guests. And a lot of the times, those community managers might be a little bit like uppity. Now, another good example of a community manager is, of course, our very own Retro, who is the Wurm Online community manager, and he does a fantastic job. But as soon as you start to get into these like larger companies like Blizzard, I noticed this kind of like this attitude, this kind of like arrogant attitude that devs and community managers might have, that they're like, you know, on their high horse, sort of. And I was really delighted to see, Jez, that the Frontier, of course, they are also developers, the community managers. I do count them as developers, game developers as well, of course. Everyone who contributes to the game is a game developer, naturally. But anyhow, like, I really loved their friendly, down-to-earth attitude that they had, and the whole like flow and the atmosphere that you guys had going in that stream was absolutely fantastic, and you just did an excellent job there. And I would not be surprised, Jez, if those guys come to return to your stream again another time. Like it really went naturally, and I think I already mentioned this to you, but I just really appreciated that you had boss lady there. Gosh, I forget. I'm really embarrassed now. I have to check from. I think you're probably going to answer me here somewhere. Is it boss lady or lady boss? Either way. Anyhow, I loved that you had a female there as well, because the problem with Elite is that it's a lovely game. But let's face it, guys. Most of the players are male. At least those who stream seem to be male. So, you know, having a female there also in such an important stream as you had, it just really, I mean, that did volumes for, you know, if there were any females out there interested in the game, I'm quite sure for them to see a stream like that, they would feel that, hey, you know, maybe this is a game I can be also included into and feel welcomed into, because as a female, I can tell you there are a lot of games that are very sort of male dominated, and you try to sort of enter that arena and you sort of feel like you're in a boys club. So far, I have not actually felt that at all with Elite. Never, ever. Everyone has been very, very welcoming. Everyone's just players. It's not about gender at all in Elite. It feels like we're all just commanders, and everyone's treated equally, and I really love that about the community of Elite. And the same can be said for Wurm as well, of course. Okay, let's see what. Oh, and the shout outs. Let me just do that for you here, Jez. So, if you play Elite Dangerous, and even if you don't, I really warmly recommend Jez's channel. Yeah, and Jez, you should absolutely upload that to YouTube. You should, like, that stream. And you do know, Jez, don't you, that you can just export your VODs. You can export them directly to your YouTube channel. You don't even have to download it and edit it. You can just export it directly as long as you have your YouTube account linked up. You probably already know that, but I find that most streamers actually aren't aware of that. So that's what I do myself, is I just clip away the sort of starting point. So there's very simple like editing tools there actually. I just clip that away and then I upload to YouTube. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, Du Johnson, I recommend you go and watch actually Jez's the stream he had this morning. It was really, it wasn't a very long one either. I was surprised, or else the time just flew by. But it was really worth watching. Du Johnson, you think you'll still be here in 3 months? Well, I really appreciate the support. You've been there right from the beginning. And you know, I have to say, Dujan, so you might like sometimes wonder, does my subscription have any, you know, like effect? And I'll tell you, the fact that you subscribed back then when I first started streaming, it is one of those things that made me feel like, hey, people are like, what the hell? People are actually enjoying this stream enough to actually sub. It actually gave me that kind of inspiration to keep on going, you know? It does have a mental effect, it really does. And Madnath, yeah, my horses are breeded to my island. But as soon as we hit release, of course, they're not going to be branded there, you see. Unless, of course, I get a friend to brand my horse there on release to their deed, then that, of course, would solve that issue. But yeah, the branding does not carry over to other servers, I'm afraid. So that's what forces me to tame it every time. And Helton asks, was taming the one skill that took forever and ever to raise? You did a bit of it in Wurm Unlimited on a one-time server and got your brain melting before you could tame unicorns. I would think that it's one of those long ones, yeah, Helton. I have a feeling it's going to be quite a grind in Wurm Online as well. And I mean, you know, of course, in Wurm Online, the skill progression is even slower than on Wurm Unlimited. And yes, again, Neo, welcome to the stream. Are you, Neo, are you a Wurm player? Seraphina, what's the evil plan today? Oh, well, I try to be good, Seraphina. I do try, but you never know. That little evil cat slips out once in a while. And by the way, guys, do you notice something about the background here? Do you notice that there's not that flickering anymore? So the Wurm team has fixed that. We don't see that crazy flickering anymore in the background. It is so good. I'm so relieved because I have to say, I have to admit that I always kind of cringed at that whenever we had like oh, what happened now? I saw some vegetation there. Oh, it's right there under us. Okay, so release. And it was on the east side, I think, mostly. So let's just mosey on over to the east side of the island, or the server, rather. Oh, Jez missed all the beautiful stuff. Did you hear me? No, he didn't hear me gushing on and on about it. Jez. Oh no. Oh well. I'll tell him later about all that gushing I did about his stream today. I'll force him to watch the VOD. Madnath, no, my boat is not ruined actually. So when Madnath asks about, when we're talking about ruin, we're not talking about R-U-I-N. We're talking about R-U-N-E, just for those who watch this on YouTube later on, who can't see the chat. So in Wurm, you can have these runes that you can attach to weapons and boats and stuff. And no, I don't have a rune. You just made an extra rune if you want to try your luck. So when you say, Madnath, when you try your luck, do you mean that there's the possibility that it'll... Oh, look, guys, we did see some flickering there with the water. So do you mean, Madnath, that there's a possibility to actually break your boat if you attach one of those? Seraphina says that when I'm not streaming, you would be happy to show me the new deed you're working on? I would love to see it, Seraphina. The deed size will be about 1/5 of your old deeded area and is so much happier than the other one because of location. It's a bit of a mess, but you're welcome to come and look and see if anything you've done can help inspire. I would love to come and see it, Seraphina. And so maybe, Seraphina, you also like share that same kind of feeling about the smaller being the cozier. Boom shuckle. You guys, you great decorators are out there, all my favorites. And it was boss lady. So, okay, boss was the first word. Thank you, Du Johnson. Hello, Wolfmare. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? I know, Seraphina. Why doesn't Jez play Wurm yet? Crazy. We'll get him to play it gradually but surely. And that looks like a very cool place over there. I wonder if we should actually go stop over there and go have a little look-see. And is that like a champion troll over there as well? Yeah, Du Jensen, I noticed way too late, but I'll force him to watch the VOD later so he can see that part where I was gushing about him. Draco, hello, how are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Oh, so the boat is not... Oh, right. So what happens when you try to attach a rune is that it either like succeeds or doesn't succeed. Is that what you mean, Du Johnson? But it doesn't break it then. Hello, Yaga. Nice to see you. How are you doing? How are you doing, Yaga? Always a pleasure to see you. Welcome to the stream. Exactly, Seraphina. Cozy is small, which is awesome. Yeah. I bet you, Seraphina, if you show me your new place, I'm probably going to get my heart broken all over again. Also, less stress over how much you have to maintain, breed, plant, and repair. Exactly. Exactly, yes. I wonder if we've checked out this place. It kind of looks familiar, to be honest. So, Madnath, I was, about the rune stuff, I was simply asking whether or not when you attach a rune, whether it has the danger of breaking your boat. I don't know very much about the runes. Oh, and you were saying that, yeah, if you fail to attach the rune is lost, but the boat isn't affected. Well, Madnath, I would be very, very happy to take that off your hands in that case, because, no, I don't have a rune on my boat. And how much are they worth, by the way? I'd be happy to pay you for it. It does look cute, Seraphina, yes. You can only break your spirit, says Boom Shakala. Oh, by the way, guys, you know what? I almost forgot. You know, every single time, here's a hint. And Wolfmare, you're doing fine. Just lit the stills for the latest batch of whiskey. Nice. Go ahead and mail it now, Madnath, and we'll give it a try. I've never attached a rune actually in Wurm before. Well, Seraphina, thankfully it's not cold yet. It was still, I just made it just before the stream started. And considering that, by the way, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to get a slurp of water. Yeah, I know, Seraphina, right? Thank you very much, Madnath. Very, very much appreciated. It'll be interesting to see what kind of difference it makes in the speed. Oh my gosh, that was fast. Look at that, guys. Holy moly. It was literally like seconds. What quality is your mailbox at, Madnath, for it to come so quickly? That is crazy fast. Holy moly. So let's have a look here. Check. Check. And we have a wooden rune from Madnath. Receive. Thank you very much, Madnath. I'm going to return the favor somehow. And Madnath is actually on Celebration, so it's not about the server, actually. 105. Quality doesn't matter, but 102 courier and zinc mag rune for faster delivery. Oh, so you can get a rune for like mailboxes as well. I didn't know. I really need to look into those mailboxes, don't I? And we did. Oh, let's just, before we forget. I mean, imagine leaving it in the mailbox. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Oh my gosh. And then somebody, the owner of this place, would wake up one day and they'd be like, there's like a rune here. I don't mind if I do. By the way, here's a newbie question, by the way, guys. So let's just say that I would have forgotten that rune in there by mistake. Would the owner be able to come to the mailbox, open the hatch, and see that rune there and take it? Or is it like technically bound to the receiver? I have no idea about that stuff. So what is this place called? This is called North Vale, the village of North Vale. So Serafina says any enchant 100 and over is instant, though the notification can sometimes delay. Owner gets the rune, right? So guys, how in the world, again, this is a newbie question, but how in the world do you get an enchantment over 100? Wouldn't the maximum, again, I told newbie about this enchantment stuff as well, wouldn't the maximum enchantment be like 100? This is a very nicely put together place. I love these different entrances here to the courtyard. Let's see if we can get inside here. I don't know, guys. Have we visited this place before on our in our release travels? I don't think we have we? But I do believe all the doors are locked. Yeah, they are locked. Well, there is actually a ladder. I mean, the ladder doesn't have permissions, does it? We can we go up this thing? Oh, hold on, it's lagging. We can. So there is a way to sneak inside, although don't tell anyone, guys. Don't tell anyone that we snuck in through the ladder. Is the door actually open now? Oh, security breach, guys. Security breach. Okay, I'm gonna respect the owner. Let's get out of here. I don't wanna. That's very rude of me, isn't it? Bad cats, bad cats, bad cats. Bad cats. We'll respect them. Respect their privacy. I know, Serafina, right? So you can cast over 100, Boom Shakala says. Huh. I did not know that. Okie dokie. This away. Oh, something I meant to do with the playlist, by the way. So I wanted to try something new. So usually I have it so that it's just on random, but we're going to do it this way. We're going to put it so that the shortest song is at the top, and then we're going to just start with the shortest song, and then they get longer and longer, just to give a little bit of variation here. There we go. And I think that the water sound is, again, a bit on the loud side. We'll raise up the volumes again later on. There we go. I think that's a bit better now. And Madnath says old max was something over 100, but now you can get an additional +5 power through the journal. Oh, I see. see. Because you got 106 COC on an item a few days ago. Oh yes, the rune. Good grief. We're gonna do that right now. God, how did I already forget about that? Cats. Cats, where is your brain? Thank you for mentioning that, Madnath. Oh God. Sometimes my memory, I'm telling you guys, my memory, I'm worried about it sometimes. I hope it's just like normal aging issues and not like something more serious. So let's go over here. And and we have the handy dandy little rune here, wooden rune of Venora. And I just want to actually see what this thing looks like. So it's not anything you're allowed to place either. It doesn't have like a 3D item. Always interested in seeing the 3D items of these in the game. Okay, wooden rune of Venora bronze. Let me just check the examine text here as well. So it says, a small rune created from resources on Jackal and infused with the spirit of Venora. It is very warm. It can be attached to any item and will increase the effect of speed on speed of wind 7.5% and increases vehicle speed by 5%. Nice. Attach rune. So fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope it attaches successfully. Oh, Yaga, where's the... No, hold on. And hello there, Virtue. You successfully attached the rune, guys. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Madnath. Every little bit helps with sailing, doesn't it? And welcome to the stream, Virtue. Where is the cat? Well, the cat was just a temporary thing from the get-go, actually. It was sort of like it was just me sort of learning about FaceRig and trying out FaceRig to see if I even liked using FaceRig, and I did feel that FaceRig did have some value for the stream. So then I went about actually making my own avatar, which you can see, of course, in the profile picture there. And yeah, I made my own avatar instead. And Yaga, that's so true, isn't it? There are already too many kittens on the web. Yes. And you like my new avatar, Yaga? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. I mean, it's not as expressive as the cat, that is for sure. But at least, you know, it's unique. Nobody in the whole entire world has one like this. So, and it better suits the branding of my own channel as well. And this, I know we've seen this before because I remember this purple thing here. I remember seeing this. Did we ever stop to look at it though? I'm not sure. I think we did. So let's just keep on going. And Serafina misses the kitty. Aww. You know what you can do though? In FaceRig, you can add an additional avatar. So I would be able to have like the kitty cat next to me. The only problem was I was not able to figure out how to move the kitty. It just starts to like cover the KatsPurr avatar. So that would be kind of cute to have the little kitty there on the side, right? As a little friend. Oh, Serafina was actually saying never enough kitties on the web. You were responding to Yaga, right? Oh, they decay very quickly outside of inventory, the runes, says Serafina. That's good to know. They have a model. It spins even. Oh, really? Yeah, because it wasn't allowing me to place it. It was just giving me an error message. Not that I would have, like, I would not have actually put it on the ground, mind you. I just wanted to see it float in on the cursor. So maybe you can actually drop it. I'm not sure. Bigger storage is nice also. Indeed. Now I need to make it rare for more speed. Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, like I've talked about this before, the rarity glow effect. I'm not really a fan of it on something like anything that is supposed to look kind of realistic. So this goes for things like ships, things like, gosh, I don't know other examples right now, but I think the glow is fine on things that sort of look like they are supposed to be kind of magical, like for instance, like a staff, or maybe even a sword, or maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe a gem or something like that. But it sort of ruins my immersion a little bit when I see, you know, a full ship glowing or a full tower doing the glow animation. I don't know. I'm probably very strange in that regard that I find it a problem. Like it wouldn't, like for sure, if I were to improve this NAR and it would get the glowy effect because it would turn rare, you know, my convenience side who appreciates the added speed wouldn't really mind. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world for me, but it's just like a small preference, like on the visual side. Um, and Draco is giving hugs to everyone. Draco, you're such a sweetie pie. You're such a sweetie. Let me see the map here now. We should make a plan about where we're gonna go. So, our destination is this place. Right now, I'm assuming that we are... Hold on. I have a feeling that this is the island, isn't it? This is probably this island, and we're supposed to go over here, aren't we? I have a feeling that's the case. So let's just turn back quickly and go through. Well, I guess we could, just so that we have some kind of journey to go on foot as well. That's interesting. They have like a boat gate here, clearly meant for a boat, and yet it takes you right into a field. I wonder what the thinking is there. Strange. That was a clever use of the dyes. Or do you mean the purple ones, Serafina, that we saw in that slate castle? And Serafina, you agree 1 gazillion, bazillion, zillion amount as much as me on like the rarity glow. It's jarring how it makes it appear plastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm not... the plastic thing that never came to mind, but you do have a point there. Now that you mention it, it is kind of plasticky, isn't it? For me, it's just been more about the fact that it doesn't feel natural for it to be pulsating like that, and also it's distracting as well. And well, Serafina, you and I, we're the same. We're the same in regard to wanting things to look realistic. I mean, it is so clear from your decoration style that you also try to go for the most realistic, immersive look as possible. So I'm not surprised at all that you're also bothered by the rarity glow. And let's try and slurp more of this coffee without actually choking on it this time. And do you guys notice, by the way, this is a very interesting way to have like these to attach the bridges. I have never actually seen this kind of, it's almost like an apartment building in a way, isn't it? It's a very interesting way to do it. And I almost feel like climbing up there. You know what we'll do, guys? I think we're gonna... Now, I'm trying to figure out whether or not this is the island or not. or whether this is the mainland. But I want to go and just very quickly check what that looks like when you walk over this bridge. So we're just going to run over there quickly. I'm just very curious to see the visual effect of that. And we could, of course, just park our ship here and get going on foot from here as well. But since this is deeded, this is probably not the... Yeah, this is the village of Harvest Moon Lagoon. Let me actually just very quickly check from the community map and see if this is on the island or not. Community maps. Release map. Harvest Moon Lagoon. Okay, so it's exactly where I thought it would be. So it's on the island, right? Well, you know, what we could do is simply... So where we need to get to, I believe, was somewhere over here. What we could do is just leave our ship here and go by foot. We'll cross the bridge and go by foot the rest of the way. That might be more interesting, I think. So yeah, let's actually do that, I think. We're gonna have to just find a spot. Oh, there's a Titch statue over there. We're gonna have to find a spot that's more on the perimeter so I can unload my creature cage. Wolfmare, somebody likes their corpses, absolutely. Seraphina, actually, I think I'm doing pretty well as far as not being too far behind on the chat. Usually it's much, much worse, actually. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be quite honest. I've been keeping up. I don't even have it scrolled right now. Okay, is this the perimeter? That's still the village of Harvest Moon. Harvest Lagoon. Harvest Moon Lagoon, actually. What about here? This could possibly be on the perimeter. Within the village. Darn. And is this just like a gigantic deed? Or is that another deed starting over there? Let's see about this. Within the village. Oh, good grief. What about over here? Within the village. It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? That is one big deed. Let's go over here. Of course, that is probably still going to be it, isn't it? Perimeter. Okay, this is the perimeter. I'm gonna park right here, actually. Even though we are in the water, but this is shallow water. So that should be okay. There we go. Then let's take the staff, silver staff, out of our hand into the inventory, so don't kill our horse. Tame. You can't tame while standing in water. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just going to load this back. And then we'll just go to the shore there a bit. Oh, and I need to remember to take one of the signs as well. Almost forgot about that. I do have some handy dandy signs here. There, good. Let's go over here instead, horsey. It's a beautiful sunny day in Wurm. And man, guys, it's almost here. The volumetric lighting, I literally, I can't even contain myself. I can't stand it, guys. I cannot wait until we have the new lighting. Tame. There, done. And then we're gonna put the saddle and the bridle and all that good stuff back on. So, what was I gonna say? Bridle and saddle. There we go. Good. Oh, and we need to untame as well. Animals. Untame. Yes. Good. Good, good, good. We are all set to go. And before we step another step forward, let me just catch up with you guys quickly. Hello, Open Cage. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you back. And Boom Chocolate says it's magic sometimes, especially on ships. So the rare. Look at all these horses, guys. Do you know what this looks like? This literally looks like some of the horses got out of the pens, and then they started multiplying like rabbits, started breeding them. Look, there's even a baby over there. I have a sneaking suspicion. And actually, guys, I do believe one time when I was doing a suggestion on the forums, I could swear, I was going to suggest, there's another baby over there. I was going to suggest that that horses randomly, if they're in the same, like if males and females are in the same like area, that they will randomly sometimes breed. And I could swear that Retro might have responded and said that they actually do have that mechanism, although it's a rare one. And if that is true, then holy hell, the horses have gotten busy in here. Look at that. It's like rabbits in here. I hope I can actually get through all the way. Yes. And what was that, Madnath? Oh, that's what the ruin looks like. That's very pretty. I love it. Beautiful. A shame. Oh my gosh, Madnath. It is such a shame that such a beautiful object such as that cannot be just set on the table as a decoration, because it's gonna then decay. I mean, what a waste, right? What an utter waste. I would love to put that on the table. That is so sad, actually. So here we're now approaching this bridge that we were like admiring from below, and I'm just I was curious to see, let's get past this part that has all the animals. And this was what I was more interested in, like to see what this looks like with the opening here. This sort of visual effect of a big solid area covering the tunnel through. And I think that this effect would probably be even stronger if this house was, say, two tiles deep. With just one tile, you don't really get the full effect, you know? Do you guys understand what I'm getting at there? And now I have to actually look at the map again and figure something out here. So, yeah, it's all correct. It's all correct. Let's just start going along the shorelines actually while I catch up with you guys. If I'm able to actually, that doesn't look very, very, very manageable. Maybe we'll just have to go along the road instead. And sort of keep to the left at all times. There. And Serafina, you have a rare forge that you really want to ask the GMs to remove the glow from it. It looks so out of place. Oh man. Well, I have to say, Serafina, it's very sort of like, it's comforting to hear that I'm not the only one who feels this way. It would be nice if we could have the choice to turn that glow effect off or on. But I guess, I don't know, maybe that's too much asked. And Dujansen loves his Supreme Forge. And Madnath loves his own as well. And you got it dyed after that. So if something is rare and a dye is cast on it, does it then like... I can imagine that the rare glow and plus a dye would probably look pretty cool. Like I can totally get that that could be a cool thing. I just don't want it on like objects that it doesn't really fit on so much. I mean, I would love to have that kind of effect, say on a sword that you had laying on the table, if it would be glowing like a purple color or something like that. By the way, your Cookie Monster, Madnath, that you submitted for that screenshot competition a couple of weeks ago for the worm competition, that was awesome. Your Cookie Monster forge, absolutely awesome. And feel free to share the screenshot of that, by the way, and I'm sure you have it handy somewhere. You did a great job with that. I was surprised that it didn't do better than it did in that competition, to be honest. It really did look like the Cookie Monster too. Yeah, Serafina, these other servers are tiny compared to Xanadu, absolutely. And Open Cage, you were saying that you get that the combination of forage and botanize is the way to silver currency, but you're perplexed as to having more options. So Open Cage, there are actually more options to get some silver. So you can kill stuff, you can bury corpses. Like every time you see a corpse out in the open, you can just bury it, and you'll have a chance to actually get some silver from that as well, and also from killing stuff. Now, to go this away or to go that away, that is the question. Let's go this way. Let's take our chances. Yeah, and like Boom Shakala was saying, sell stuff in the game. For instance, I make my money selling 5-speed horses. And I actually pay for Wurm completely just doing that. And it sounded, Harvest Moon Lagoon sounded familiar for you, Du Jensen. That place that we were on the island there. Tylo, hello, welcome to the stream, Tylo. Oh no, Kat has uploaded herself to her cartoon self. I have, Tylo, I have. And this one is here to stay as well. Parser, hello, welcome to the stream, an hour late. Well, you haven't missed too much yet, Parser. We only just arrived here to release, and we've only just parked our ship, so we haven't even really properly begun the exploration part here at all. And by the way, Parser, thank you so much for the lovely, lovely chairs that you sent over. Parser had seen me during the streams picking up like the chairs on abandoned deeds, and Parser was thinking to himself that, oh no, poor Cats. Doesn't she have any chairs? So you built me some lovely walnut chairs, I think. I think they were walnut, weren't they? Or were they oak? I can't remember. I think it was walnut. And hello, Pycan. Welcome to the stream. And Serafina, this time you're right. This time I am actually very late with the chat. But that was only because we were trying to like figure out what direction to go in there. Parser says, indie server, best server. So there you go. There you go. Seraphina needs 2K clay. So Open Cage, you have some work cut out for you right there. Make some money. There you go. And actually, yeah, that's a very good point. That like veteran players are more than happy to hire newbies to do some manual labor for them. Like for instance, I actually one time I was trying to get somebody to pick cherries for me. I wonder if this is open. I guess this doesn't. Does this have a gate? It's hard to tell. Oh, hard to tell on those types of fences whether it's a gate or not. Actually, yeah. So one time I was trying to hire a newbie to pick some cherries for me, and literally nobody volunteered. I had not even like mentioned like how much I'd be paying them. So just in general, it seems like it's more like a problem of to find somebody to actually do tasks like this rather. So what I'm trying to say is that there is actually work out there. It just doesn't seem like there's enough people willing to work for you. So and what was I gonna say next? I think where the heck? Where the heck? Maybe up here. Maybe we'll get up here. Yeah, that looks a little bit hopeful. And Jigs, hello, welcome to the stream. You haven't been here for a while. You hope I'm well. Still need to learn this hand and spend some time. Just too many games to play. Oh, I totally know what you're talking about, Jigs. Totally know what you're talking about. And very nice to have you join us here today. And no worries whatsoever. I know how it is. I do. I wonder if I can get up here, actually. Those guys are just gonna have to go and fight amongst themselves. Yeah, this seems like an old road that has like decayed eventually, because some of these tiles are still here, some are not. Hello Zehtran, welcome to the stream. A parser says, a precious dark cat's throat clearing when talking about reproduction. Oh, with the horses back then? I really am late, aren't I? I wonder if this is gonna go anywhere now. Oh, hold on. No, we don't have to go inside. Good, 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 good. Zehdran says, I'm sure someone will take that forage off your hands. Yes, Jigs, this does have some Witcher music on this playlist as well. It does indeed. You had a sharp ear there for recognizing that. And Open Cage, you didn't know about the burying thing. Yes. Even though you've done it. Absolutely. I'll tell you, Open Cage, if you spend several hours like just burying all the corpses that you find, like say in a big desert area or a steppe area, you're most likely to get even a few coins during that time. I always bury. Is that a champion? I always bury the corpses if I remember to, and I usually end up getting some money from that. And the amount that you get is completely random. Like you'll sometimes get a very... What the heck is this guy doing down here? He's just an alert troll. And this is quite a nice little bridge here. I like the view from this spot. But yeah, so most of the time, of course, the amounts that you get from burying stuff is rather small, but sometimes you can get a full silver from doing that. It's not so often, though, of course. So it was walnut parser, and well, I like both walnut and oak. I think they look quite similar, so I'm very, very happy with that. They looked beautiful, parser. Thank you very much, and no need. And Serafina says, with the new wagoner system, people don't want to deliver anymore. You're on an island with no highway, so getting mats delivered has been a challenge. And Serafina, so you're like me. Maybe we might have even talked about this before. I don't have any like highway system attached to my island either. Simply because for me, the point of having an island is just the seclusion and having... Oh, the nerve! You bad spider. I'm gonna show you... Because for me, the whole point of having an island is being disconnected from the rest of the world. So that has been intentional on my part, to not have any bridge or not have any highway. So is that intentional for you, Serafina? Are you planning to make a bridge and a highway later on? Oh, my staff. Good grief. Good grief. I forgot to re-equip my staff. There. That's a bit better. Open Cage asks, are the forums useful? You find the trade chat a little distracting, not from gameplay so much as the other channels. Well, I would assume that if you want to do trade, I mean, I usually have trade actually closed. So I usually just ignore the trade completely, but then when I want to advertise my horses, I do like paste my little advertisement there. But usually I don't even like actually follow it. So I mean, you don't have to have it open, of course, if you find it distracting. I would assume that before we had the trade chat channel, I'm assuming that people traded mostly through the forums. But I would think that these days, now that we do have that trade chat channel, most people do it through that. I'm not sure though. Maybe you guys can tell me who do more trading. Like, what is the go-to method of doing trade in Wurm? Is it through the trade chat or is it through the forums? I actually don't even know. Let's bury both of these guys. Just see if we get any money this time. No, nothing this time. You might work for pittance, actually. And the parser says, and Jigs, you were saying, hold on, let's go back a bit. Oh, clicking the tabs is distracting, right? Thank you so much for the follow, Grinning Crow, and welcome to the stream. Grinning Crow, I don't think I've ever seen you here. I would absolutely remember that name. So are you a Wurm Online player as well? And Jigs, you love The Witcher. You need to read the books as you would never stop. You need to read the books as you would never stop reading them. Yeah, I have not actually, like, I have Witcher, the 3 games I have actually on my, in Steam, and I only dabbled a very shortly. Dabbled, you don't often see that, by the way, like a full rock island like that. That is not a very common sight, is it? Huh, interesting. But yeah, that's, I need to probably just skip Witcher 1, skip Witcher 2, and jump directly to Witcher 3. Give it a go one of these days. Just haven't gotten around to it. Like so many other games, need to play those as well. And Serafina, you've started to appreciate the wood tone of Willow as well. Yeah, same. That was the sort of light grayish color, wasn't it? And this is a very lovely area, I have to say. And Serafina says, it would be an unrealistic goal to add a highway to the island. Such a distance with little use. Oh, I see. So your island is way out in the boonies, is it? And I think I probably asked you this before, Serafina, but I don't remember your answer. So did you, was it a Wand of Seas island, or was it just a natural island that was already existing there? J19 says about the trade thing. Oh, we have somebody here. See, guys, we bump into players all the time. So who do we have here? Razire. Hello, hello. Is this your place, friend? So we have Razire and Zakalwi in the local here, and I think it was Razire who just sort of stepped into view. It's Zakalwi's place. What a lovely place you have here. May I have a little look around? Let's just let him know we're streaming as well. So he has his alt here. His priest is also online. Let's just go over here. Isn't that pathetic that I always have to go here to get my URL and I can't be bothered to actually write it in. So Zakawi is saying, thanks, sure, I've not been here so long, it's still a bit of a work in progress. You're off to a marvelous start, my friend. And he's saying that the doors should be open. Okay, let's have a little look around. Let me actually just, I have some of those windows open that I don't want open. We can make this one also a little bit smaller. Oh, hold on. Compass, where'd you go? The smaller version. Toggle size. There we go. Just make all this UI stuff as small as possible so it's not distracting. There we go. That's better. Have a little bit more space to just admire this place. Move these things down here as well. There. Okay, let's have a little look around here. So first of all, I am of course a fan of like the rendered stone walls. And for those of you who are new to Wurm, and you might wonder how to make rendered stone, you have to make first plain stone walls, and then you have to use was it mortar or clay, something like that. You have to use on them to turn them to rendered stone. I think that is confusing for a lot of new players, and I have to say, guys, that I really like this little wooden, you know, using the wooden planks and then having the planters here out on this sort of little balcony thing, this little terrace, and then you got the Zakalwi here has a whole bunch of herbs growing, and oh, also some booze brewing stuff here. So maybe Zakalwi mixes in a few herbs into his booze. And this is really lovely, though. Like, I have to say, like, I haven't really gotten around to trying out the planters yet, but this is a really nice way to do it. Like, they're such big bulky items, but when it's combined together with the wooden plank like floor, they don't stand out as such big bulky things anymore, you know? That's a really nice look. I like it. I like it a lot. And there's an interesting combination in general in this deed of using the rendered stone walls together with wooden. You've got this mixture of wood and rendered, which is really, really nice. And since Zakalwi said that the doors are open, we're just gonna have a little look inside then, and there's his warehouse bit over there, and let's see what we have over here. And Zakali was asking here like where I'm based. So for those who don't know, I play actually on Xanadu. So that's where we depart from every Tuesday. And hold on, there was a little ramp going. No, we didn't look at this yet. Let's go and see this. And it looks like a very nice little house. I like using the slate rooftops together with using the high iron fences. So for those of you who are new to Wurm, one of the lovely things about the construction of houses is you can sort of mix and match some bits to get an interesting look. So these walls here are actually using this T-arch, and then they have like a high iron fence built into them. So that's how you get this really cool look. I've used that as well myself on my horse market actually. And then you have this beautiful little sitting area with a bench here and a little rooftop there. And I wanted to go up here and see what we have up here. Was this where no, we haven't seen this yet. Okay, so this is one of the entrances to, and looks like there's an obelisk being created. Let's go see if we can get into this door over here. There we go. So that's oh, this is like the upstairs of the storage. Let's see if we can get through here. And you know what's really nice about this deed, by the way? You've got the water over on this side. You've got the water on that side. You have this gorgeous view from both directions. And here's a nice little office. Looking very cozy. And there was something I wanted to check below as well. No, it wasn't through here. Oh yes, this lower portion over here. Ah, I knew I saw a ramp of some kind going up this thing, but somehow I missed the entrance of that. Here we go. Oh, so there's the bench over there. There it is. Yes, this is what I was looking for. This is another example of small but cozy. Very nicely done. And I'm sure it's only going to get better as Zakali continues work on this lovely little deed. You got you got the crops and the animal area on a slope here, you know, hugging the natural shape of the land. I can always appreciate that so much. That not everything's just flat, 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 flat. Yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done, Zakali. Beautifully done. And I wonder if the opening to the mine is open here. No, that's locked. Oh, I hope we don't get that bug, by the way. With oh, we're gonna get the bug. No, I'm not sure. Yes, we're floating now again. So. Oh, now we're not. We are floating. We are floating. Good grief. Thank you for letting me have a look around. I'll be on my way now. And he says that he's planning to put a castle on that space on the east. Oh, I see. So I guess it must be this space over here somewhere. This space right here, I think, is probably what he's talking about. Yeah, lovely little deed. Oh gosh, guys, this is hilarious. And we gotta do a no target so that she's not in that fighting stats. Okay, gotta catch up with the chat again. Well, Malena just slides down the slides down. Oh my god, this thing is looking so hilarious. I can't look at it, guys. No, we're gonna have to restart the stream because no, not the stream, but like the client. so that it will actually fix itself. Because that's the only way to get rid of that. And let's see what you guys are up to here. Oh, Grinning. Ah, Grinning Crow. Right. You were from the Elite streams. Right, right. Okay, now, as we look at this beautiful view of these ships, let me actually get to a little bit of a nicer angle, and I will catch up with you guys. And there's actually a gigantic deer right there that we could look at as well. Right there. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Oh, my coffee. Oh, cats. Thank you so much for the follow, Zakawi, and what a lovely little spot you have there. Very nice little spot. Very tastefully done. Good job there. And welcome to join us for the rest of our adventure. So, Zakawi, what we do every Tuesday is we go to visit random locations on different servers. And today it is released. And actually, let's just have a look quickly at where we're going today. So this is the spot right here, and I'm assuming that your place, I'm starting to realize, by the way, guys, that we're on the wrong side here. I'm assuming your place is right here, isn't it, Zakalwi? We're probably over here right now, aren't we? So we need to go around this lake over to the west, don't we? Oh, there's the sand, by the way. We can see sand right there. Yeah, we're gonna have to go around. Okay, maybe I'll just outer run her, and and we'll catch up with the chat meanwhile. So the parser, you were saying that especially when you were new, you heard horror stories of newbies being enslaved to dig dirt for the barest of subsistence. You would be worried about fair wages if they weren't quoted. And then it was to that Open Cage said, I might work for a pittance, actually. And Jez, by the way, welcome back to the stream. Jez, you missed it. You missed it. I gushed on and on. I literally gushed on and on about your stream this morning for about an hour and a half today, earlier on in the stream. Well, not an hour and a half. Maybe that's exaggerating slightly, but I probably talked about this morning's stream for at least 10 minutes. And you missed all of it. You missed all of it. You're going to have to look at the VOD later on. And hear me gushing about you. But of course, you had some work kind of things, so priorities, I understand. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And Jig says, Witcher 3 is excellent. The world's crafted exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. So, Jigs, how is the combat in Witcher 3? Is it any better than in Witcher 1? Because it was really clunky in Witcher 1, that is for sure. And Jez was saying that he really loves my info panels. Oh, do you mean like the ones on the About page here in Twitch? And thank you very much, Jez. There's just a problem with those, however. So the problem with those is that they are basically designed, they're designed to work as a set. So they're designed so that, let me just get this so I can get 3 of them. No, 3. They're designed according to like a 1920 width resolution, because that's the most common one. And so that's when they work beautifully together like so. But of course on my screen, because I have 2560 as the width of mine, then they all fall apart when, you know, you have a different resolution. So it wasn't something I really considered when I did those. So, but yeah, I had put so much effort into making them at that point that I thought, I can't be bothered. I'll keep them the way they are. And they kind of look okay-ish, I guess, even if they're sort of splintered apart. So this is the village of Ashora Harbor. What a lovely little spot this is as well. Look how serene, with these willow trees just reaching, having their long branches just reaching out all over the place like that. Sprawling out. Beautiful. Beautiful little spot. By the way, guys, if you ever see corners like this on your own deed, you can simply use, I think it was a mallet, to rotate it so that it will look, so the corner will look the same as this. You have to just flip it around. I think a lot of players don't actually know that. And they got all their horses lined up there. And this actually answers a question I've always had. I've always wondered that when you have horses attached to a cart, is it important for the horses to be on the enchanted grass, or is it important for the whole thing with the cart to be on enchanted grass for the horses to stay fed? And I guess this answers the question. So it's enough for the one where the horses are to be grass for them to feed. Yeah, this is a beautifully done little place, by the way. Beautifully done. You got little Christmas stuff going on over here. There are a lot of great designers out there. That's all I can say. Well, it looks like the inside is still under construction, though. So hopefully the owner of this deed puts as much love onto the insides as they do to the outsides. Although, to be honest, I'm exactly the same way. I have so much more fun actually building the houses. Oh, and we're locked over here. So I wonder if they're aware that they have an open gate over here, because it seems like the intention is to keep everything locked up. But we got through that one, so not sure. We've got Titch over there, fishing. Okay, we'll be on our way again. And Zetran, you were saying that the panels look, that rendered stone looks so good, and the trellises look really good up against the rendered stone. Indeed, indeed, it did look very lovely. And Parser is wondering if rendered stone is on the wiki. Good question. I don't know. I don't know how well that is explained actually on the Wurmpedia. I hope it is, though, because that's not a self-evident thing of how to make those rendered walls, that's for sure. Thank you so much for the follow, Line. It's a straightforward welcome to the stream. Line, are you a Wurm player as well? And Grinning, that place really reminded you of a villa in Spain that we were admiring earlier on. Yes, that rendered stone brings to mind a Spanish villa for me as well. It does indeed, especially at nighttime when you have like the nice warm lamps turned on. And there's some gigantic deer over there. And you like the varied heights, says Serafina. The bouncing, yes. Kats was not, or Milena rather, was not looking very stylish when she was bouncing in the air like that. Yeah, no worries, Jez. No worries. No worries. I was just teasing you a bit. Uh, Jig says that the combat is a lot better than Witcher 1, however, it can still be a bit clunky. You enjoy it though, and no problem. Your typing is absolutely fine, Jigs. I didn't even notice any issue with your typing, to be quite honest. So it's just the horses, says Yaga. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. And let's go and have a look at this place. This looks pretty impressive. Happy Tuesday to you as well, Puddlefoot. Welcome. Nice to have you back. How are you doing today? And Parser, you've variously had horses pack the tile under their hooves and the tile under the wheels of the large cart. Oh, I see. So they have eaten from... I wonder if animals actually graze not only from the tile that they're on, but then also the tiles surrounding that one tile. Huh. And this looks like a nice place. Got your whole castle theme going on here. Ooh, there's just something very nice about this view. I can't quite put my finger on why. Is it because of the arched entrance and you see the timber walls over there and the sort of like, I don't know, there's something magical about that view. I can't really put my finger on what that is. But this is very much, you get this feeling of like an entire little city here. And there's a tavern, apparently. What's this tavern called? The Ivy Tavern. Nice. Let's go and have a look at the Ivy Tavern. Always love seeing player-made taverns in this game. And Line, you do not play Wurm yet. You're considering getting it. Well, Line, I can tell you that you're going to have to consider things very carefully, because I'm going to tell you right now that once you start playing Wurm, and if it is a game that really caters to the kinds of things that you're looking for in an MMO, you're going to have a very hard time playing any other MMO after that. It's just one of those games that if you're of the kind that loves this type of game, your heart will be forever attached, and it kind of, at least for me, I don't enjoy other MMOs as much anymore that have a similar like medieval theme, because when I play other MMOs, I feel like I immediately start to think about all the things that I can't do there that I can do in Wurm. It looks like the castle doors are actually open. There's a little passageway. Oh, you can go all the way around, can you? And what was this kind of... I know this has like a proper term, doesn't it? When a castle has this little part, this sort of fence around it with the parapets. I forget what the term is called. But I love that they've done that. Let's actually go back towards the castle, because I want to see if there's anything more interesting in that castle over there. Battlements, that's what they're called. Okay, thank you, Zehtron. Yes, Jigs, these days I actually do have a Discord. However, there is no chat on the Discord. Because I'm just using it. Oh, they haven't done the insides yet. Because I'm just using it merely only to notify people of when my streams start. At this point, at least, still. Yeah, it looks like their castle is still under construction, so we're gonna head out of here, I think. But yeah, beautiful job. And what's this place called, by the way? This is the village of Castle Island. Well, that pretty much makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, how many MMOs do you know where you can actually build your own castle to whatever shape and design you fancy? And build your own island, for that matter. Literally create your own island from scratch. I can't think of any other MMO where you can actually create your own island. And Zehtron, you agree you can't play theme park MMOs anymore? Yeah. Yeah, it has ruined, it has certainly ruined theme park MMOs for me as well. Well, I'll play theme parks on, you know, in small doses, but I'm always come back to Wurm. And speaking of theme park MMOs, by the way, I have a friend who has told me that now with the new changes that they did to World of Warcraft retail, it has improved so much that he's literally highly addicted to World of Warcraft right now. So has anyone else had that experience that they did these huge changes in recent months? Has anyone else found that World of Warcraft has been really, really fun to play now compared to before? The retail version, if we just like exclude Classic for now. And we might as well just take care of this nasty old scorpion here. Keep the roads safe and sound for the newbies to go through, right? Now, those of you who were watching the official Wurm stream the other night, do I remember correctly that Retro said that the new volumetric lighting is coming this Thursday? And Open Cage, you only play this in a space MMO. And Garganim, you come back to play the retail. You came back to play the retail after they released Classic, and you didn't enjoy it. It seemed too fast to level and lost a lot of deepness. You enjoyed the first time you played. An update will be Thursday. Okay, gosh, guys. I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait. It is going to be so amazing. I can just imagine all the screenshots people are going to be posting on the screenshots thread. And for those of you who are new to Wurm and don't know about that thread, let me just show you. Let me show you. So if you go to the Wurm forums, there is this section called Creative Commons and the Artisan's Bench. And at the very top here is this screenshots thread that was started 7 years ago. 7 years ago. And I also posted a few pictures of the volumetric lighting. I think it's on page 128. Let me just, oh, that's a pretty screenshot. Oh, what's going on here? I went to the test server to test out the volumetric lighting and let me just see it. I think it was, maybe it's the previous page. Let's see. Yes, it should be. It should be here somewhere. No, hold on. Maybe I think I can see it from my notifications actually easier. It's probably this one, isn't it? There we go. There we go. So check it out, guys. Volumetric lighting. Oh, the crocodile is dying. So having these beautiful rays of sun drizzling through the forest onto the wildlife of the forest. It's like a true Bambi moment, like that moment when Bambi sees his father in the clearing. That's what it comes to mind from this one. And then also, there is also this one there was just this moment I was like exploring the test server, and then I saw a troll against the sunlight, and then just seeing the light streaming through his legs, I had to take a screenshot. So yeah, that's coming on Thursday, guys. I can hardly wait. Okay, off we go. Parser. And you can't wait, Garganim. You set up your building in a very, in a way that you will probably enjoy it. Oh, nice. So you think that the shape of your building is going to like really complement the, or shall we say that the lighting is going to complement the way that you set up your building? Interesting. And yeah, that's actually a very good point that you bring up there, Garganim, is that, I mean, this might actually have an effect on how people construct their buildings. Like I have to wonder now how the light is going to look when it streams through barred, you know, the barred walls that have those metal the metal sort of mesh over them. Although that metal mesh is of course not a solid 3D object, it's just a texture. So maybe it doesn't actually stream through the bars. Maybe that's too much to ask, because you know it's just a flat texture on like a flat plane. But I'm sure you know the other shapes of the building it will complement for sure. What do we have over here? Another nasty creature just wiggling his bum at me. Let's get you out of the way as well. We don't want any newbies bumping into this guy. Hello Denali, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And that's very nice of you to say. Oh, your favorite streamer? That's very kind of you to say. And Garganim redeemed, have cats translate your sentence to Finnish. So you'd like me to say, I love the way light goes through the forest. So in Finnish that would be rakastan kuinka valo tulee metsän läpi. I can't really think of a nicer way to say that. So let me just write that in for you. Rakastan kuinka valo tulee metsän läpi. Rakastan is I love, and valo is light, and metsä is forest, and läpi is through. That's something I've actually kind of forgotten to do for you guys before when you've redeemed those Finnish translations, is to actually like translate the words themselves so you actually know what that means, right? And I should have totally done that before. Hold on. What? Oh yes, we should eat something, I think. Eat and also drink. And Zakalwi says, you're coming up on Underhill, one of the most beautiful sloped deeds you've ever seen. Sloped deeds? Beautiful. Zakalwi, actually the name of our stream today is that Kat's got her heart broken last week. And the reason for that, Zakalwi, was because I encountered a beautiful deed called Loch Lomond on Pristine, which was on a slope. And it broke my heart simply because I realized that that you can actually make such a beautiful deed on a sloped, on sloped ground. There we go. There we go. You have a moment of inspiration. So if you're still here, Open Cage, you're still here. See, there's an example. You have a moment of inspiration, and now, did you see that little effect? So I got a rare 5 copper coin. There you go. There's proof that it happens when you actually bury stuff And if we have any luck, we'll get some money from burying this guy. I mean, it's not much, but sometimes you can actually get a full silver. And Sakalwi, if anyone actually wants that link to the moment when my heart was broken last week, I do actually have the direct link for that. So that would be here. So it was Goldfinch's deed. And here is the timestamp for that. So if you want to grab that link and then just watch it later on, that will start at the spot where, well, I don't know. What the heck, guys? Let's just have a very quick look at it. Let's have a quick look. So I'm just going to turn off the music here. Let's have a look at why it was so pretty and just see how my heart was broken afterwards. And hello there, Achidi. Which software are you using to look like this? So, not an encounter though. He fixed a highway tunnel. He broke it and was ready to mine out. Oh my goodness. Hello, Timoka. Nice to see you. Hi, this is way cooler than the cat, says Timoka. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, as I've been saying to other people, the quality of the animation is not as like expressive as the kitty cat, but at least it's, you know, our own unique thing. Nobody else in the whole entire world, absolutely nobody else in the whole entire world has an avatar like this. So, you know, it is cool to have the same avatar that I've been using actually now for many, many years. For about 10 years now, actually. Yeah, I thought that was you, Akagus, mentioning the Final Fantasy game. Yeah. So Vergant says that standard pricing works out to be about 10 iron per action. Oh, that's interesting to know, Vergant. I never actually... Oh, look at these guys just trying to kill me here. The nerve. This is such a lovely little D. Like, I really love how it's built along the slope of the... Let's just get rid of these guys so we can properly look at this place. Should we take down that bear first, actually? Dirt sells for about 50 copper per 1,000. Well, there you go. And not only do you get, like, if a newbie were to dig all that dirt, it's something that any newbie can do, and they gain tons and tons of, like, body skills from that as well, making them stronger. So if a newbie was to dig, like, thousands of dirt, they would gain huge amounts of, like, strength in that. So it's absolutely useful to do that, actually, as a newbie as well. Weaponsmiths and armorsmiths are highly valued, says the parser. So yeah, so I was right about that then. It's not a, so it still holds true. Vergant, also some of us veterans have large projects that we don't want to look at parts of, like raising a large section of marsh from well below water surface. And wait, what was that name again? Asks Vergant. Oh, the name of this place? This is Loch Lomond. Archaicus says Entropia Universe has a game which has real money trade. $10 in the game called PED, which means something like production energy or something, some such, is equal to $1. You did read about a guy who plays with his mother, and they had made enough income from the game crafting laser rifles that it supported them while, you know, which has some similarities to Entropia. Like it's quite an active community actually. But can I just say, guys? I mean, I really love how organic and natural the formation of this town is. I love the fact that you got these like the grape plantation here on the side of the hill. Absolutely lovely, and like everything just looks natural. I'm very much a fan of building sort of according to the shape of the land like this. Very, very nice. So whoever, if you're out there somewhere, the owner of Loch Lomond, you have done an absolutely fantastic job here with your deed. It is very, very pretty. I love it. And you've got the beautiful view out to the lake here, or the sea rather. That is the sea, of course. Beautiful, beautiful little deed. Love it. It just goes to show that you don't have to have anything like fancy and... Let me just have a little look around actually. I mean, if somebody builds in such an aesthetic way, they usually have also decorated their houses in an aesthetic way as well. And let's see if we can get into the... Oh, the door is... the gate is locked actually to that. I think I checked this door already, didn't I? Yes, it's locked.
See if we can find the spot where I
very, very nice.
actually sort of realized.
Yeah, lovely little place, I have to say. And I'm just really a fan of this beautiful view here as well. And just, you know, the placement of the trees has been left very natural. It doesn't look like, yeah, it's just, everything is like, so we get the volumetric lighting. I'm impressed. I'm jealous, actually. I'm envious of whoever has this. Like, that just really, it makes me think, you know, that is how you should set up your own little place in Wurm. Imagine how cozy it is to live there, guys. I really need to get cracking and get my island, like, finished, because...
Yeah, I mean, that goes on forever and ever. Is something actually attacking me now? Yes, a troll. Oh my gosh, I've been killing a troll all this time. But yeah, that's basically what broke my heart last week, because I realized I had wasted like 6.5 years of my life living on a deed that doesn't look as cozy. Doesn't look so cozy. And so there you go. There you go, Zakalwi. When you said one of the most beautiful sloped deeds you've ever seen, I can tell you just said the magic words right there. Because that means that I'm probably going to get my heart broken all over again today. So you say it's called Underhill. So let's have a look at that then. And good to hear that you're good, Denali. And Zulu Niner, welcome to the stream. And you were saying, oh, it's a Finnish accent. It was hard to place. Yeah, and you know, it's kind of surprising, guys, that people do say that I have an accent when I speak English, which I find really interesting because of the fact. So is this the place, by the way? This is Underhill. Okay, we are here already then. Yeah, I find it interesting that people would say that I have an accent just because English is actually my like native language. I'm originally from Canada. But of course, to be fair, I have been living in Finland for since 1988. So I think, oh gosh, aged champion black bear. Let's get out of here. Lots of monsters in this place. Looks like they like cozy slope deeds as well. And I do see what you mean there, Zakalwi. I see what you mean, that there's all these little terraces and these little bits and pieces sort of attached to one another here. That is very cool. Let's have a little exploration around here. And I wonder if you can actually get into... I'm not going to even bother because I'm going to be riding in thin air again, won't I? And they've even put a little house up here attached by a bridge, which is pretty cool. Is this open? No, that's locked, I'm afraid. Serafina. Cat's talking very fast today. An extra cup of coffee, says Sectron. So that's how she's keeping up with chat today. Garganim. And Serafina, you spent a great amount of time perfecting and advertising a successful horse breeding market. Yeah, I guess I did. It has worked out. But the cozy, it's so much more important, the coziness aspect, isn't it? I do love these little like bits and pieces all attached to one another. I wonder if all the doors are locked though, unfortunately. But yeah, this is very nice. Oh, hold on, is that door open? This is a very nice little place. It is. No, that door is also closed. Oh dear. Let's have a peek. I think we can see a little bit from here. We can. There's a little workshop area over there. But this is very nice, but I don't think it has quite the same, like it's very impressive. And it is cozy to some extent, for sure. But still, I think Loch Lomond is just... the simplicity of Loch Lomond as well there was just something... This is a little bit more grand. I am lost, by the way. This was not the way we got in here, was it? Where the heck? How did we get up here? Hold on now. Maybe it was from here? No, that wasn't it. I think we're lost, guys. That door's locked. That door's locked. Let me just double check. Locked? Locked? Okay, let me just go through this now. This is definitely... Unless you can get up through here. Can you just go through a bridge? No, you can't. Huh. I mean, we can always climb if no other way works. And I guess we can get through from here as well. Let's just see. I'm gonna have to get my stamina up before I can get off the horse. But I would prefer to go out the proper way, right? Let's see, let's just go up here one more time. Hold on, it was through here. That's where it was. This was... No, this is locked as well. Seriously, how did we get up here? Because this only takes you to that house over there. And the... Oh, it's over here. There we go. There we go. But yeah, I can imagine the planning to put this thing together. And it must have been so much fun building this place as well. It is quite a jigsaw. We didn't properly have a look at this lower area yet. Let's just see. I'm assuming the tavern has got to be public. No, the tavern doors are not open. Oh no. Can we even see inside the tavern? So it looks like, oh, the doors aren't open because they're clearly like still under construction. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it is interesting. It's definitely an interesting little deed there, Zakawi, for sure. And Zehtran says, Kats, your accent sounds Scottish or English at times. Really? And Parser, to be honest, I think that actually sometimes when I watch my streams back, I personally feel that my voice is much nicer to listen to when you listen to it high speed. Like if I watch my streams back to like catch something or just to see like how generally like the stream went, I will listen like double speed, and I recommend to anyone else that they do too, because then when I go from double speed back to just normal speed, it sounds like I really speak slowly, and it like I wish I could talk at a faster pace, but unfortunately I can't. And about the Scottish or English accent, I have to wonder if anything has to do with the fact that my father was from England. He's passed on now, but you know, him having an English accent might have rubbed off on me when I was growing up in Canada, possibly. I don't know. But what I can say, however, is I wish I could speak with an English accent. I wish. Sometimes I watch The Crown. Oh, my avatar. Sometimes I watch that show on Netflix, The Crown, which I really enjoy, by the way. Well, I don't know. This last season wasn't so great. I think the first two seasons were so much better. However, sometimes I watch that and I actually practice like speaking in an English accent, because it would be so cool to be able to do that. There's just something that when somebody speaks in an English accent, they just sound so sophisticated, so they sound more intelligent. And, you know, of course, that doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way it sounds. It's all locked up, I'm afraid. Oh, well. And Sakalwi, what you love about that place is it feels like it could be a working industrial site. That is absolutely true, yeah. It does. It had that feeling of, you know, what is that, like a pile of ropes? Another pile of ropes. Somebody is like practicing their rope making skill. Absolutely, that is true, Zakalwi. Some of those towers and things felt like you could pull up like boxes and stuff from them. It looks like a Pennsylvania mining town, says Serafina. That place that we just looked at. Like a treehouse, says Denali. Yeah. And Denali, you prefer it at this speed. I have a much more soothing voice to listen to. You almost get stressed listening to some of those streamers that talk so darn fast, it's hard to follow. Well, there is a fair point there, I guess, Denali, that when you speak slowly, I guess for non-native English speakers, it would probably be a little bit easier to follow along, or for those who who have like a hard time hearing or deciphering words, perhaps. And this looks like a pretty impressive place. What's this place called? This is the Village of Solitude. Oh, well, you guys know I'm this kind of lone wolf, so I can always appreciate solitude. And hey, we should go down over. We'll go this way, I think, in a moment, but I want to go and check out this green lighting that they have over here. And Parser says, hello the Nerd King. Hello, hello. Nice to see you, Nerd King. How are you doing? One of my favorite streamers. Let me just give you a shout out here. How are you doing, Nerd King? We're here in Wurm as we are every Tuesday. Are you still playing, Nerd King? Are you still playing that whatchamacallit game, the one where you're driving around in trucks, that you were really into like a few weeks ago? I forget the name of it now. And Garganim says, your voice is beautiful as it is. You think it's the right speed. Parser says, you do speak slowly. You enunciate so carefully and so beautifully. If it were faster normally, it wouldn't be nearly as warm or relaxing. Really? Well, maybe I won't feel so self-conscious about that anymore then. Like sometimes I really do try and like actually speak a little bit faster, because for me at least, when I watch those VODs back, I'm just like, oh, cats, do you really have to speak so slowly? And Yaga says, you totally agree about the British accent being so cool. You would love to practice speaking it. Your own accent is like an exotic mixture of various accents, including a little bit of German. Oh, interesting. So Yaga, did you move around a lot when you were a kid? Parser, so you like a cozy deed, you prefer a cozy voice. Serafina. Oh, that's such a good point. Did you really think that you could get into the Village of Solitude? Of course, if they are, if they're a lone wolf like me, of course they're going to have their doors locked, right? They want their peace and quiet. No nosy cats peeking into the walls. Denali says, the speed also fits Wurm, slow and relaxing. And Yaga, when you started to learn English at school, you're German, you probably learned the British way, but during your professional life you spoke with so many people from all over the world, so you apparently developed a strange mix of accents. Oh, I see, interesting. Euro Truck. No, it wasn't Euro Truck that Nerd King was playing, Garganim. You're good, Nerd King. You have been made the lead of your COVID-19 opening. You have been putting in 16-hour days. When you do get some computer time, you're still playing SnowRunner. Yes, SnowRunner was the one I was talking about, Garganim. Ah, right. You're having quite a busy time then right now, Nerd King. My goodness. 16-hour days. Oh my gosh. I hope you're getting enough rest, Nerd King. That sounds absolutely exhausting. So, Nerd King, how long do you have to keep this up then? Doing like 16 hours, that's, no human being can like endure that for very long. I hope that it's very temporary now. That sounds like just way too much. And I know what you're like as a personality as well. I bet you do your job to your utmost like best. You're just that kind of like person that I could never imagine you slacking on your job either. That you're probably, when you're working, you're probably putting your every ounce of effort into every single minute. So that would make it even more exhausting. So you're getting enough rest. You have 12 more days and then you will be on the second phase. So things will go down at that point. And you do your best at everything you do. Oh, yeah, I knew you would be that way. If you're not willing to do 100%, why do it? Yes, exactly. But yeah, looking at this green area, that's kind of neat, isn't it? You don't often see like a full forest. So for those who don't know, in Wurm, you're able to actually paint your lights in any color, any RGB value you wish. You just have to have the right like natural substances and like materials to make those dyes. That's a very bright green, by the way, a very pure green that they've gotten. So the higher that your skills are, I think it was natural substances skill, the purer like colors you're able to get. So somebody has very high skills in making dyes. Interesting. So here's this big sandy area. I think it's time for us to check on the map where we might be right now. So here's the, well, we're almost there, guys. So I am assuming that this mountain over here would, okay, let's just face the right direction. We're facing north right now, okay? So we're probably somewhere over here, and this mountain that we see up to the north is this one. And so what we need to find, basically, let me just zoom in here. So what we need to find is a little pond directly to the west. So let's see, that's directly west. And once we find the pond, we have to go just a little bit north from there. So let's see what kind of luck we have with that. Hello there, Schmoopler. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you back. How are you doing today? And Neo, you are a co-worker. A co-worker asked you what you were looking at, and you told him about me. So now he's on YouTube watching replays from my last stream, and he might just be visiting Wurm Online too. Oh, that's cool, Neo. I'm glad I didn't scare him away then. I think that's it, guy. There's the little pond that we were talking about. So, Schmoopler, you should get him to come and chat with us here on the... Does he have a Twitch account that he could chat with? You should get him to sign up and come and chat with us. And we can all try and convince him to come and play some Wurm Online. So Zakalwi, the oasis is a bit bigger than the map shows these days. Aha. This is the one though, isn't it, Zakalwi? We're in the right spot, aren't we? No, that was actually Neo, sorry. Neo's friend was, I got Neo and Schmoopler like muddled up there. And that is the one. Okay, Zakawi, awesome. Looks like there's some kind of tunnel there as well. But I'm glad to see that the pond still exists. That players haven't like patched it up, because of course, for those who don't know about Wurm, players can just terraform. So even though this map here is showing that there's a pond originally, that's how it was when the servers first started. But players have terraformed the land, and they could actually close that up if they felt like doing so. They could just fill it all up with like sand, for instance, and then no more pond. What is trying to attack me? Oh, it's an anaconda. Those nasty anacondas. Ruining my nice little moment here. So the canal goes all the way to the lake in the west. Aha! Lake in the west. Let's have a look at that again. Oh, so it goes all the way over to this place, does it? Nice. Neofix, you're not scaring him with my voice. Bad danger noodle. Exactly, Serafina. Neo, well, you tried to get all of your friends, you know, playing other games to come visit you. Yeah, I know, Neo, what that's like, though. It's hard to get friends to play this game because, and if I think about all of my friends that I've tried to get into Wurm, I've only really gotten one player to stick, which would be Kirasima. And she has her own deed still. She just hasn't had so much time to play. But yeah, most of my friends who come to the game, they initially kind of, well, half of them right from the get-go, from their very first hour, they're like, nope, can't do it, and they don't even bother. Then the other half that try to endure, you know, the first player experience, they might stick around for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, but then they eventually sort of drizzle off and away. So yeah, it's a very like special breed of player who loves this game. But for those of us who do fall in love with Wurm, we're here for the long haul. We're not going anywhere. So let's just look here. So we have to find... I think I'm going to compare this now to the community map. Let's have a look here. So there is the canal thingamajig. So it'd be right under this spot right here. So we have to find a spot where there's a little patch of sand, and right underneath it, let's see. It would be somewhere over here, I would guess. Nerd King says, Wurm is a great game, but takes so much time, more time than most have to devote to a game. That is absolutely true, Nerd King, yes. To be fair, though, there is a very special quality about Wurm that makes the use of time not so bad, and that is because if you play, for instance, World of Warcraft, you absolutely have to devote all of your attentions to playing WoW when you play it, right? Whereas with Wurm, it's so suited to multitasking. So, you know, if you're watching, say, a film on Netflix or watching YouTube, or even if you're like even playing another game at the same time, like sometimes I will actually play Elite and Wurm at the same time. And it's really, really well suited. So even though it is a time consumer type of game, it has this freedom of allowing you to multitask like pretty much no other MMO does. Because whenever I play World of Warcraft, for instance, I start to feel really, really guilty about playing it. I'm just going around in circles here. I'm trying to just figure out whether or not this little splotch here... Now there's a road. Hold on. There's a road going here to the west. But that doesn't seem to be actually marked here on the map, because we're very clearly towards the north of the pond, but this road is not marked on the map. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually open the latest map dump of release. Hold on, release. Let's see. Here. So there's a road right there. So it seems like that little splotch that we see here has been actually terraformed away. So what we actually have to find, I think if we were able, is that like tundra, or is that's steppe, isn't it? If we were to find that little splotch of steppe, there's steppe right here. I think this is the spot, guys, for planting the sign. Right here, a little splotch of steppe. So I think we shall just plant it right here. Yeah, I don't think anything's after us right now. Oh, something is. A bear. Yeah, so I was sort of still chewing on my thoughts there. So, yeah, let me just summarize in a little bit more of a fast way. So, summarized, when I play World of Warcraft, yes, things happen faster. However, I feel a sort of guilt when I play World of Warcraft because I feel like I'm, oh man, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. And do I really want to devote 100% of my attention to a game? Whereas in Wurm, I don't ever feel actually guilty by playing Wurm, and I think it's because of the very fact that you're able to do other things at the same time. And also, here's another beautiful aspect of Wurm is that you can literally log onto the game and just be standing there for hours, and the game will not log you off if you're dormant, if you're not doing anything. Whereas in pretty much every single other MMO that is out there, you will get logged off at some point. And some of them have a very short log off time as well, by the way. But with Wurm, you can literally just leave your character standing there for eternity, basically. So it's really, really nice because, you can start up the game, do something, check your emails, go play a little bit, go cook dinner, whatever and ever. And you can just like come back to your character and continue doing something on the side there. And yeah, that's the thing I love about Wurm. I don't feel guilty actually playing it. Okay, so let's get this guy buried. And we'll plant the sign. And let me just see if there's like a nice... let me just grab that horse as well. Let's see if there's like a pretty spot to plant it. And I'm almost thinking that just before this lavender bush here would be nice. We might want to chop down that tree. Do I have my hatchet with me? Let's see. It could be that I don't have my hatchet with me, actually. I do. Okay. And it's a shriveled tree anyhow, so... And we'll plant the sign right here. First we need to give it a text though. So, rename. KatsPurr / Malena was here. And today is 26th of May. May 26th, 2020. There we go. And we'll just plant that. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. Now, job done. And Zakawi, by the way, since you're an expert on this area of release, is there any other area here that is worth us visiting before I wrap up the stream? Because we found the spot quite quickly. Yes, I can post that, Neo. Absolutely, I can post that for you. So the map dumps are found. Oh, hold on, let's go over here. That is over here. And so for those who don't know, they actually post also, like you can see how the servers have changed over time. So if I go to Xanadu, for instance, let me just see what's the oldest one here. Xanadu map dumps from 2016, and then we look at isometric. Oh, you have to download it? Okay. Let's download that then. And we'll compare how my island has changed over the years. Oh, that's a big file, by the way. Crikey. It's like nearly 100 megabits. Megabytes, rather. Let's just open that up. And then we will go to the latest map dump of Xanadu. So that would be this one, isometric. And we'll download that one as well. Actually, we'll do it this way. Download. And we'll just put those on top of each other in Photoshop and just compare. Zetron says World of Warcraft doesn't respect your time. And I see some messages here earlier. We'll check those in a second, guys. I haven't forgotten your older messages. I haven't. I forgot. I promise. Okay. So here, let's just put this in the same image as this one. There we go. 2020. And the other one was from 16, wasn't it? 2016, I believe. So I got my island when Xanadu first launched. So I've had it all these years. Nobody else has lived on it. So let's just zoom in here and have a look. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, there it is. And so we can see some changes that I've done. So back in the day, I used to have like this sort of tiered orchard, cherry orchard right here. And these days, this area is actually a horse pasture. You can see the path going right there. You can see a pathway, and those are like pastures for my horses. And what other changes do we have? Looks like I've changed the harbor area a bit. And of course, here's the horse market these days. That's where I'm selling my horses. So that's new. I terraformed. I dumped dirt all the way out into the water. So that used to be just mostly water. And also another big change is I have this area at the top there where I have my crops. So that used to just be the side of the mountain. And also here's that restaurant that I have as well. And it looks like interesting. I'm wondering about the color of those tiles. Oh, because that's like based on what kind of trees are planted. That's right. That's another change is right now I have cherry trees planted all over the place because I'm trying to change some of the peat tiles to dirt. So I have a whole bunch of cherry trees, but originally they were just like a different variants of like different types of trees. But I'm gonna be restoring those trees one of these days, just back to like a more natural selection, because cherry trees I'm not such a fan of. But yeah, there you go, guys. Let me just see if there's anything else interesting here. It'd be kind of interesting to see how New Spring has changed over the years. So 2020, and here is 2016 rather. So it's already, so some places have been transformed quite a bit, but it looks like it was quite populated already then. So what about say, I'm kind of interested to see the center of Xanadu. So there's like 2016 and this is 2020. Not very much change there. Not much change there. How about here? It's been filled in gradually. What about that island? Oh, that island seemed to be pretty much like completely untouched in 2016, and then now in 2020 it's gotten a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's quite fascinating to compare those. And now let's just catch up here with the chat a bit. And Nerd King, you were saying that that is a great point. You were able to play it and do some work at the same time. Well, there you go. Especially if you do something like mining or digging dirt, you can pretty much, well, of course, when you first start as a newbie character in Wurm, you're not able to multitask as much because you don't have that many actions. But once you get your character forward a bit, like now I have 6 actions in a row, and I'm just about to hit my 7th action from Mind Logic. What is my mind logic right now, by the way? It's almost 60, I believe. Skills, mind. Okay, it looks like you don't get any mind logic from fighting, but of course I can just check from here. Skills, characteristics, mind logic, 59.15, guys. Once I hit 60, I will have a 7th action queue. And then that makes it even easier to actually multitask. So I can just have my character, you know, mine 7 times while I'm like doing stuff on the side, watching YouTube or whatever. And Denali, you love Wurm for night shifts. When there isn't much to do, you can play a bit, handle cases as they come, then back to gaming, as before it ended up being hard to stay awake. Ah, well, there you go. There you go. And Zakalwi, you think I was in the right spot. Good to hear when we were in that step spot there. And Zakalwi, you were saying you don't get why across a whole island people have to grass over the desert patches. Yeah, I think it's I love the fact that we have deserts in Wurm. It gives variation, doesn't it? And to be quite honest, I wish that actually the biomes of the land had a little bit more of a stronger effect on what spawns there, actually. I know it has some effect already now, but I wish that it had an even stronger effect, that you would really get this sort of, oh, that's a dead one, that you would really get this like a much nicer variation when you're traveling. For instance, if you only had, say, the bears, the black and the brown bears, if they only spawned, for instance, in the forests, that would be cool. And then have only scorpions, have scorpions only spawn on the sand. I'm not sure what the scorpions spawn on right now, but... And then maybe only have crocodiles spawn near the water. I mean, they could sort of, I should probably put my sleep bonus on. They could for sure, you know, wander around like they do now. I think that's one of the cool aspects of Wurm, is that the mobs do wander around and they don't necessarily stay in one spot. I really appreciate that about Wurm, to be honest. But their spawning points, I wish, were more attached to like a natural habitat. And hello there, Vergent. Welcome to the stream. You have to move at least once after after logging on, or you will be disconnected. Well, yes, that's true. That's true. That is true that you have to at least take one step after you log on, or else it will log you off after a few minutes. That's true. But after that, you can AFK as much as you want. Yes, absolutely. I forgot about that part. And this area is pretty empty, Zakalwi. I guess you were responding to my question about whether there's anything cool to look at in this area. And you said that east is Lunar Landing on the coast and the land bridge. Aha! Lunar Landing. We'll maybe have a look at the community map there. And the link to the map dumps is also on the Wurm Wiki. Yeah, I always forget about that. I should be giving that link instead, shouldn't I? And Madnath, you want your own Wand of the Seas. Yeah, that'd be a cool experience, wouldn't it? It would be cool to create your very own island. 58.38 mind logic on you, Madnath. To be quite honest, Madnath, I am actually kind of shocked, knowing what a crafter you are, that you don't have more. I would have totally expected you to be way ahead of me in mind logic. I really would have. You have very high skills in a lot of other things. And I beat you in body strength too. Interesting. Yeah, I remember we were discussing that one time. The parser, you were saying that just thinking about the Steam launch, you expect a criticism to be that if you have to find entertainment while playing, then Wurm isn't the thing that's providing entertainment. Well, yeah, I guess that is kind of a point. I'm trying to find like a defense for that actually. Yeah, that's a how to put into words my defense for that. I still feel like when I'm multiplaying and I have, Netflix on the side or whatever, I still feel like I'm being entertained by Wurm. It's not like Netflix is like stealing away the entertainment value. I'm still enjoying the process of doing the mining or whatever the grinding thing is that I'm doing at that moment. Because at the end of the day, it is contributing to whatever larger goal I have in mind, and that goal is in my brain when I'm doing those things. So it's not like it's replacing it. I mean, you Wormians, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe somebody else can sort of like put it into better words than I have about why that isn't the case, though. Madnath, your Niarja is public, so it's more like a public name and shame in some cases. Some places you don't even have 30 blacksmithing. Oh, really? Yeah, that's another thing that actually surprises me. And what's your repair at right now, by the way, Madnath? I know you've been working on that for a longer time now. You've been trying to get to 100 repair. Serafina, you feel like you don't feel as obligated to pay close attention to Wurm as with other games, so you're more free to do other things. Exactly. Oh, it looks like I have to eat and drink again. 99.47 repair now. Only just started grinding it again. Yeah, that's gotta be quite tedious to grind that up, for sure. So Madnath, I have to ask, like, how do you do your like training? Do you have like a whole bunch of friends in the vicinity where you live on Celebration who have given you the permissions to go and repair their stuff, and then you just go around like repairing everyone's stuff? Or how do you train it, by the way? Hello there, Zabadian. Welcome to the stream. You have a question about Finland. When you watch a movie, is it subtitled or is it dubbed into Finnish? In Finland, most of the time it's subtitled. I don't actually think they ever do the only time when they do the dubbing is for the children's films, really. For those they do them, but not for adult, the normal adult films. Well, adult films is not what I meant, but you know what I'm talking about. That would be kind of funny, actually, if they dubbed the the adult films. And Madnath, oh, lava tiles, smart cookie. But don't they, doesn't stuff like melt so quickly on lava tiles? Like, how do you have the time to actually pick them up in time? I thought things got like broken really, really quickly on lava tiles. Denali, you don't find it entertaining to mine or make planks and stuff, but you love the feeling of finishing a project or hunt even events and all that, and seeing the finished build standing there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. doing the grinding stuff like mining and digging dirt, it's more like a form of relaxation than actual entertainment. It's this sort of way to grind out the day's like stresses in a way. It's funny how like doing that kind of stuff can actually be so therapeutic actually. Yeah, no problem, Zebadian. 1 damage every 15 minutes roughly. Oh. And, oh, so it's that slow. I thought it would be like super fast. Huh. That's handy. And, Madnath, here's a newbie question. So, are lava tiles something you can actually create with transmutation yourself? Or is it something that you have to find like out in the nature, like yourself? Yes, Denali, exactly. It's lovely stress release. Madnath says, yes, the mining and digging and stuff is more an AFK kind of thing. Tab out, wind down, wind down, and do anything else. Not transmutation liquid. You get them from people on the path of power meditation path. Oh. So you could literally then like hire somebody, pay them to come and create you a lava tile, could you? Interesting. I didn't know that actually. I'm just gonna have to think about whether or not maybe I need to need to hire somebody to come and give me one. That sounds really handy actually. Are there any other practical uses to the lava tiles, Madnath? Seraphine, exactly. Want to buy lava tile. You summon summon soul a couple of friends to do your lava tiles when they need them. Says Madnath. Do the lava tiles then burn out at some point? Like, do they, or is a lava tile like permanent? So, Seraphina, just a question about that, your new island. I forget now which server you're on, but are you on the same server now as the beautiful medieval castle area that you have? And have you already handed over your castle to your friend, or do you still own it? You're in Xanadu. I should have remembered that. Oh yeah, and even because you were also commenting on how like small these other servers feel after Xanadu. Yeah. Yeah, I get like a little bit muddled, Seraphina, because of these Wurm Roulettes. Like, it's all a jumble in my head, to be quite honest. And that's right, you were up in the northeast part, weren't you? You were up there somewhere, I think. And Madnath says, you wish that the lava tiles would spread more. You want to do more than 200 med rugs on the lava. So they actually spread, Madnath? And they don't burn out, says Vergent, but they do spread fast. Oh. So that can be a bad thing. Is there any way to contain the lava tiles from spreading? Are they sort of like the, what was it called? Not the moss, but what was it? The green ugly one that starts to spread to other tiles. The swampy one. I forget the name of it now. Are they like that they take over like other tiles? Well, obviously they must do that if they're spreading, right? So they're taking over some other tiles. They can extinguish and spread, but it's all random, says Madnath. And so, Seraphina, you're still on Xanadu, much farther south. You still own the other one, clearing it out, considering hiring a moving core beta or 5. I can imagine the amount of stuff. How long have you been playing, by the way, Seraphina? I can imagine, like, when I think about all the stuff that I have gathered over the years. And Parser says, time investment of Wurm leads to a greater sense of reward and accomplishment. You're just cringing over the general gamer reaction to Wurm for your information. Yeah, absolutely, Parser. Absolutely. For me, for sure, the achievements I've accomplished in Wurm are very much thanks to the fact that things are so tedious and hard and long to make. I mean, if I think back to the things I've achieved in other games that were really quick to get, I mean, the sense of achievement just wasn't much anything at all, and I forget those moments much easier. But man, I will never stop talking about how it took me 2 years to get my caravel done, and you know, of course, I wasn't, you know, physically making it for 2 years, but still, I was making it on and off. But still, I like to talk about how it took 2 years because it was. I dealt with making it as best I could emotionally because it was such a tedious thing to do. But man, how amazing it was to finally get it finished. It was just one of my highlights in a Wurm, to be honest. And Vergent, some things you need to put... you have some areas that you need to put back to rock. Took about a month for the lava to spread onto one tile, then it went away. Marsh, that's the one, Parser, yes. Those ugly marsh tiles are such a pain in the butt. I have some marsh in the southwest corner of my island. I have to get rid of them. Vergent, you have marsh you have to deal with on another deed. Madnath, you've had one tile spread all around over the course of months, converting them into rock. So hold on here, hold on. Are you saying that lava tiles will eventually convert the tile to rock? What? So what happens when you tunnel into a rock tile that has been created by lava? Does it literally give you a shortcut to the bedrock? It must do. And Vergent, you found your first character creation request. Oh, so 4th of July, 2009. Nice. And how cool it was on 4th of July as well. 2009. My goodness, that's 11 years ago. Seraphine, you really want Reed to be able to spread more effectively. I've never planted Reed myself. When lava spreads, says Vergent, over another tile and cools, it leaves rock behind. What the heck? I never knew that, guys. Lava tiles will convert a vein to rock. Bye-bye sandstone. Oh. And Madnath says, good question about whether you can just tunnel into it, and does it like... I mean, surely it must then, because basically you can only have, you know, one tile type. It's not like it's layered, right? So it's not like if you were to start digging away or mining away that you would get like a layer of dirt underneath it. It must create, it must surely create like a tunnel into... And if you were to then dig away all, like, okay, let me just draw something quickly, okay? I think we still have Photoshop open. So. So let's just say that there is, oh gosh. Okay, let's say that there is the bedrock here. This is all solid stone. And then you have this very high, let's just to give a sense of scope. Let's say that's the size of the trees, right? Now, normally, if you wanted to create a tunnel into the bedrock, you would have to dig away all of that dirt like so until you revealed the bedrock below, right? You'd have to do that. But what if you have a lava tile that has then converted this tile to rock? Let's just say it's one tile at this point. If you were to tunnel into that, does it then like raise the... I mean, it must raise the bedrock in that one spot to all be solid rock. And if you were to tunnel into it, I wonder if it has to have at least... It most likely has to have just at least one other tile surrounding it to be able to do that. I have this slight feeling that if you were to just try, like if it was just one single tile and you were to try to mine into it, I have this feeling it's probably going to give you some kind of like error message about being unstable or something like that, right? I wonder. It almost makes me want to test this on test server sometime, just for the heck of it. But that's fascinating. And it looks like the sun is coming up, thank goodness. Because it is a little bit depressing to play the game in the nighttime. Well, of course, soon, guys. Oh my gosh. Nighttime. Soon, volumetric lighting. It's gonna be so pretty to play the game at nighttime soon, guys, because up till now, I'm gonna be honest, when it's nighttime, I'm just like, ugh, did the nighttime have to come? But soon, the nighttime is gonna be so pretty that you're actually gonna be looking forward to nighttime again. Oh man, I can hardly wait. What's up with all these scorpions here? You guys having a party? Having a scorpion party? And Verkant says, it's a nice glowy pillar while still lava, but it's just ordinary rock after it cools underground. Madnath says, you'd have to expose one of those rock tiles first. To tunnel, you need 3x3 rock, then tunnel the middle. Ah, thank you, Deviator, and welcome to the stream, by the way. So, if lava turned like a 3x3 tile amount, like if we were to look at this from top down, like so, and you were to tunnel into this middle one, then it would work, I guess. Okay. But if you exposed only one of those rock tiles and then it spread into one of those dirt, yes, it'll raise rock layer. Isn't that fascinating that you can do that in Wurm? I never knew. So it just makes me wonder if, let's just say somebody lives in that kind of area that just happens to have very deep, because I know the servers, they have differences in that regard. Some servers have a very thin dirt layer, others have a super deep one. So I wonder if anyone has ever used that to their advantage to try and get somebody to make some lava tiles, like 3x3 lava tiles, and have them turn to rock, just to get like a shortcut into the bedrock. And after we kill these scorpions here, I think we're gonna wrap up the stream. And let's start having a look at if there's anyone we would like to raid. Ooh, Mr. Lag is playing Terraria. Huh. Terraria is a game, of course, a sandbox game as well. I've been wanting to play that for quite a while. So he's playing some of that. So we'll go and raid him in a moment. Oh, you nasty scorpions. Hello, Michio. Welcome to the stream, Michio. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing great, Michio. We've had a very lovely little stream tonight. We've been adventuring here on the server of release. And we're just actually about to wrap up, to be honest. Michio, are you going to be streaming some Wurm tonight? You wouldn't be happen to be streaming anytime soon, would you? And Madnath says, if you had one wish for Wurm, what would that be? For personal stuff more than wishes for mechanics. If I had one for personal stuff more than wishes for mechanics. So do you mean, Madnath, that like some new item, or do you mean like an improvement for the game? You'd want to have your 5th misc item's affinity. You know, Madnath, you're going to be very disappointed with me, but I haven't really been paying attention to the affinity stuff at all, to be honest. I haven't even found my affinity food. I know that sounds probably horrific. It's not often you see an adolescent goblin, by the way. He's a tiny little guy. You'll be streaming some Wurm tomorrow, Michi. Okay, let me do a little shout out for you so that people can catch that. Of course, most of you probably already know Michio's lovely Wurm streams, but in case you don't, go give him a follow. I love Michio's Wurm streams. They're so calm and friendly and relaxing. And Michio also lives on Xanadu. And has been playing now for a few months and is very much getting into booze making in Wurm. And Parser, you enjoy my chairs. Yes, thank you again for those, Parser. And tell dark cats to stop snickering over adult films. And Garganim, you want to get to the 11th in the Path of Knowledge. Ooh. You know, I'm on the path of love in Wurm, and I have been thinking about this. It was on Bloody Drongo when he was doing his Wurm Wednesday last week, and he was visiting that one guy who was talking about the path of power, I think it was. It sounded really juicy, actually. That you won't really lose stamina, and I've been thinking whether or not I should switch over to path of power. Man, this guy's really like giving me a beating here, isn't he? Aged Hell Scorpius, he shouldn't even be so bad. And he's literally killing me now. I'm gonna have to go and repair myself. There's just no way. There's no way about it. It's a good thing that you can get away from these guys quite easily if you're on horseback. Man, he really beat me up. And I'm still thinking about your question there, Madnath. More like items or character-related things. I mean, it's no secret that if we're talking about, like, what I think that the Wurm team should work on next, thank you so much for the follow, Zincor. Welcome to the stream, although we are about to actually just wrap up. Zincor, do you play Wurm, by the way? So it's no secret that the one thing I really think Wurm should focus on once this whole release stuff is over and done with is doing a complete overhaul of the characters and the character animations, character outfits, customizations, faces, hair, and Michio, I know you agree with me on that one. Not that although I have to say I'm not sure if that would be your number one, but I know you also feel very strongly about this thing as well. You've talked about it on your own stream also. So if we're talking about improvements to the game, I mean, I've already ranted about these characters many times, so I'm not going to go into a rant right now, but that's what I think. Now that the rest of the game is starting to be so beautiful and gorgeous, especially once we get the volumetric lighting on Thursday, I just feel that then the more beautiful the rest of the game gets, the more these characters are going to start to stick out like a sore thumb. Now, if we ignore the characters, and if we were to just think of something I wish the game had, like something additional, some item, or I think it would be cool if we had even more wall types and not only the shapes of the walls, like, but also wall textures. I would like to see that. I think that would be because already now we've seen after they added all those new textures and wall types a few years ago, we've just seen such an explosion of different ideas for people's like house design, and that has just given so much to the game. I'm thinking what else here. Well, of course we're not supposed to like. I was only supposed to think of like one favorite thing that would be. So I think the list could go on and on, but yeah, that's something at least. Yeah, no worries, Michio. You were hard at work, were you? So, are you have you returned to the office now? Oh yeah, Serafina forgot to check for to see if there was like a recipe. I forgot. Um, the parser, yes, I would wish for a skirt as well. I would love that there would be like clothing for females, female characters, dresses and skirts. Even one, and that would make, I think, me and anyone else who wants to dress like a female character in something a little bit more feminine, I think would appreciate that. And Michio says, character model and more clothing is your number one as well, closely followed by action animations. Yeah, I mean, if we were to wrap all of the character stuff into one go, that would just make one big... But of course, it's going to be a huge endeavor to do that. I totally empathize with that. I do realize it's no easy task. You'd like that second Madnath says you'd want to have journal fixes first. Ah, I've still not done the journal stuff, so yeah, I should do that one of these days, and I'll probably know then know what you're talking about, Madnath. And Manath says if they touch up on characters, you think that we'd need some better visuals for armor that isn't Drake. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I would love to see a much larger variation in the outfits as well. Absolutely. Garganim wishes that we could have the ability to put textures on walls. Well, I guess the problem there, Garganim, is that then you would have players like putting, you know, dirty pictures and stuff up on those textures. So it wouldn't be very easy to control. Also, people might upload like really crappy looking textures, which would make the... Oh, and here's another problem with actually... So let's just say that players somehow magically acted nice and only uploaded textures that were nice, proper wall textures. You would have a situation, Garganim, where people would be downloading copyrighted textures from the Google, and then no, don't do it, cats. Oh, it looks like okay, so you didn't have a recipe. Looks like I hadn't buried him yet, thankfully. But no recipe, Serafina, I'm afraid. But we did get a achievement. But yeah, you would have this situation, Garganim, where players would actually be downloading pictures off Google, and then although the player would have no legal issues with that, Wurm would certainly have legal issues with that because they would have copyrighted images up in their game, right? So that's just not gonna work out. It has to go through the Wurm team for sure, 100%. And Vergant, open walls so we could have two-story. Oh, yes, Vergant, I would love that. I would love that, yes. Of course, how to implement it, that's a trickier thing. Because at the end of the day, that opening is just like, it's just empty space, right? How do you actually build that? But it would be nice that you would have, I guess what you're meaning is then just have the ability not to build anything. Of course, on upper walls, upper levels, you can do that, but I'm guessing you're saying that on the bottom level as well. And Zakalwi says banisters, an interior wood wall to match staircase banisters. That would be nice. And actually, speaking of interior walls, Zakalwi, that's one thing that I would like to see is that if we could choose the type of texture that is being displayed inside so that our inner walls don't look the same as our outer walls because, ooh, rare recipe eyeball stew. We got a recipe this time, guys. And I think, do we have this one yet? Read recipe, already known, but at least we can keep that one. And Fira Lucky says they either need to change it so Drake scale armors require their own material to improve and not leather, or make it so moon armors can be improved with iron. And Madnath disagrees there. And Serafina, you keep hoping to have skill outfits that are appropriate to the task and give a bonus. Oh, that would be lovely. Like a little smithing outfit and a cook outfit. Oh, that would be so cool. Yes. I would love that. And it would give a little bonus. Oh, that would be so cool. Yes. And Garganim says, well, we could have a fixed amount of them decided by devs or pre-approved. Still, there's an issue, though, Garganim, is how... So let's just say somebody uploads a texture and they claim that it is an original texture that is not from anywhere from off Google, right? How can... I mean, it would require... I mean, it's not like that it's not like the devs can take that for face value, right? So how would they know 100% that it's not a copyrighted image? Even if, it would be approved. Yes, exactly. I think so too, Michio. And I think any textures that are going into the game, they need to be created by the Wurm team, to be quite honest. To be honest, I'm actually very, very surprised that they already have this system with the different factions or whatever they're called, the gods. Gosh, I don't know the terminology here, but you know what I'm talking about. The different factions, and they have their own textures that are of course approved by the Wurm team. I don't even know how they control that there, to be quite honest. I mean, I've gotta believe that in some of those textures, there's gotta be some Google stuff in those. I don't know. And Madnath says, remember the TC drama, or is it the pink one that was on the forums about that change with the texture? Is that what you're referring to? And Zakalwi says, inner and outer wall textures would be great. Yeah. Verkent says, like having the outer pillars that match under the arch walls. Yeah. Oh, why did I start placing this guy? Garganing says, so what about making titles actually do something in game, like the armor smithing one? That would be nice, yes. Because, it's a long haul to get up to a certain title. Well, at least if you reached 100 in something, then I think there should actually absolutely be some kind of bonus. Or it could be that once you reached 80, you start to get a very small bonus. And once you reach 90, it's a little bit higher. And then at 100, the highest bonus that you can get. But it would have to obviously be a very, very tiny amount so that it doesn't, break the game balance. Madnath says, "Oh, so I probably haven't heard about this, Madnath. So you're saying devs had to remove all the TC textures from the game ASAP because a former member of theirs said they didn't own the texture or something. Oh, the pink was Panda. TC is the Crusaders. Oh, really? So there was like a copyright issue there. Well, there you go. That's a good example of exactly what would happen. I mean, it would just be, especially considering the size of the team, who in the team ever would have enough time to follow up on those textures and double check and make sure that they're not actually, off Google. Impossible. And Garganim, yeah, that's why I sort of changed my mind, and I thought, like, yeah, 80, 90, and 100, because like you say, like getting to 100 is probably pretty much impossible for most players, indeed. But at least it would give you something to work towards, right? Other than just having the skill to boast about. Yeah, Madneth, I hadn't heard about that thing. I wasn't aware of that, but it doesn't surprise me one bit. Okay, guys, I think we shall wrap up here. So I'm gonna thank you all for being with me here, spending this Tuesday evening exploring the lands of release. We found some beautiful spots. We had some nice chats. And I think what we'll do is we'll mosey on over to Mr. Laggy's stream, who's playing Terraria, which is a sandbox game, and let's go see what he's up to there. And I'm going to wish you all a very lovely evening and the rest of your week. Serafina, you thought that the designer who joined another faction and revoked permission to use his design... Oh! Sounds like a lot of drama. And thank you for being here for another Tuesday, Duchans. I really appreciate the fact that you come and keep me company on my streams. Yeah, okay, let's do this raid, because otherwise the chat is just going to go on and on and on. There we go. Let's just double check and make sure Mr. Laggy is still streaming. Yes, of course we could quickly, let me just see if anyone is actually streaming Wurm. That would be a higher priority now. It's just me over there. Wurm Unlimited? No, nobody's streaming them. Okay, we're off to go see Mr. Laggy then. Okay guys, have a great rest of your week. Talk to you all very, very soon, and stay safe out there.